Alright, here's, I'm going to give you a little bit of help with this assignment. Um, I believe this is what y'all are going to be doing. It has a lot of writing on it. I don't know why, but that's alright. Maybe it's there to help us. Okay, so let's look at number 1. It says the plan of a terrace is shown at the right. Okay. The scale is 2 inches to 6 feet. What are the length and width of the terrace? Find the terrace's area. Okay, so we've got 3 things to do here. Remember, area is length times width, which is written right there. Okay, so we need to find the actual length and the actual width of this terrace. Okay, so we have 2 inches to 6 feet. The 2 things that we're talking about is inches and feet, and our proportion is 2 inches to 6 feet. Okay, so let's find the length first. The length of the drawing is 5. And now let's just cross product and divide, which is the easy part. So 6 times 5 is 30, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. Okay, so the actual length is going to be 15 feet. And then let's do the width. So we have inches and feet. Our scale factor, again, is 2 inches to 6 feet. And our width is 2 inches on the drawing. Got that from right here. So we just cross product and divide. 6 times 2 is 12. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so the width is also 6 feet. So now we need to find the area. Area is length times width. So 15 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30. And 6 times 1, or 6 times 10 is 60. So if we add those up, it should be 90. Area is 90 square feet. Okay, I am going to let you do number 2 on your own. Number 3, a garage floor measures 150 feet by 120 feet. A scale drawing of the floor on grid paper uses a scale of 1 unit to 15 feet. What are the dimensions of the drawing? So we're actually going back. So it's like you already have a garage, but you want to put it on a drawing, and I did this at my own house. You want to put it on a drawing because maybe you want to put some shelves or some cabinets or something in the garage, and you want to see how much feet you'll have left. Okay, alright, so let's see here. The 2 things that we're talking about are feet. Let's see here, the model and actual. Okay, so we're going to talk about the model and the actual. Alright. Alright, sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Anyway, so the 2 things that we're talking about here are units and feet. Okay, so we can put that in our proportion. So we have unit and feet. So 1 unit is to 15 feet. I got that from right here. 1 unit is to 15 feet. And let's find out the width first. The width of the actual is 120 feet. So we just cross product what we can and divide by what's left. So 120 times 1 is obviously 120. And now we do 120 divided by 15. 120 divided by 15. We're going to have to estimate this. 10 would be 150. Obviously, that's not enough, or that's too much. So let's 150. So 120 is 30 less than that. So let's try 8. Let's multiply by 8 and see what it comes out to. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus the 4 is 12. So 120. So it is 8. So the width of the drawing would be 8 units. I'm sorry this assignment is so cluttered. Now let's figure out the length. I'm going to end up having to erase this later. Let's find out the length. So remember, the two things that we're talking about in our scale is units and feet. We have unit and feet. And the original, we were going to use 1 to 15. And the feet and length is 150. So we just cross product what we can and divide by what's left. Obviously 150 times 1 is 150. And then 150 divided by 15. Well, that's easy. That goes in there once. 0 left over. And 15 goes into 0 times. So that is going to be 10. 10 units. 10 units. Alright, again, I'm so sorry, it's very, very cluttered. Okay, so I want to help you with number 5. Let's go do 5A. 5 says, you have been asked to build a scale model of a restaurant out of bottle caps. That sounds kind of cool. The restaurant is 20 feet tall. Your scale is 2.4 centimeters to 1 foot tall. So a bottle cap is 1.2 centimeters tall. About how many bottle caps tall will your model be? So the scale is 2.4 centimeters, so we're talking about centimeters and feet. We'll get to A here in a second. 2.4 centimeters equals 1 foot. The two things that we're talking about here is centimeters and feet. So our scale, centimeters and feet, our scale is given to us right here. We have 2.4 centimeters to 1 foot, and that equals the actual restaurant is 20 feet. So how many centimeters is our model going to be? Well, this one you can cross product and divide if you would like, perfectly fine. But some of you like to see things a little bit differently, which is fantastic. So we're just doing equivalent fractions basically, right? So how did you get from 1 to 20? Just multiplied by 20. So think back to fractions. If you multiply the denominator by 20, you have to multiply the numerator by 20. And 20 times 2.4, or 2 4/10, 20 times 2 4/10 is 48. Okay, so that, our actual model is going to be 48 centimeters tall. 48 centimeters tall. Okay. Question A, however, says a bottle cap is 1.2 centimeters tall. So about how many bottle caps tall will your model be? Well, if it's 48 centimeters tall, then we need to equally divide that 48 centimeters by 1 2/10 centimeters to find out how many bottle caps there's going to be. 48 divided by 1 2/10. Got to turn that into a whole number. Do the same thing to the inside. We would add a 0. So it's 480 divided by 12. 12 does not fit into 4, but it does fit into 48. 4 times, which is 48. Subtract 0. And 12 fits into 0 times. So, about how many bottle caps tall will your model be? 40 caps. Okay, I know that's a little bit difficult, and that this paper is a little congested with all this stuff on there. So I'm thinking you probably have to do, depending on who your teacher is, number 2, number 4, and then you just have to do B of the 5th one. B, you are out of bottle caps and decide to use popsicle sticks instead. You measure them, and they are 15.2 centimeters tall. How many popsicle sticks tall will your model be? Well, think about what we did right there. Probably need to do the same kind of thing, except for don't divide it by 1.2. Instead, divide it by 15.2. Alright, I hope that helps. That is Scale Factors. Have a fantastic rest of your day.